I like the Air Jordan 15. There, I said it. Although it's not everyone's favorite silhouette, the Air Jordan 15 featured a sleek design and unique tongue that mimicked MJ himself. This stealth pair, which was the very first colorway of the shoe, returned for the second time in the first week of 2017. Let's take a look. Hey all, what is up? Reese here, and I've got a brand new sneaker pickup to show you. What we're looking at today is the Air Jordan 15 Retro in the Stealth colorway. The colors listed on the box are black, varsity red, and anthracite. These released on January 7th, 2017 with a retail price of $190. Now as we're going through this review, I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 15. You might love them or you might hate them, but chances are you have some opinion on this shoe, and I'd love to hear it. Also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, even if you don't love the shoes. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Now, getting into the shoes themselves, this has to be one of the most polarizing Air Jordan sneakers of all time. It has a very unique design, and while some people loved it, there were also a lot of people who just couldn't quite get behind the way it looked, especially with the funky tongue. It also wasn't helped by the fact that the entire life cycle of this shoe was while Michael Jordan was actually in his second retirement from the NBA. That means that this was also the second Air Jordan signature shoe that he never wore on court, the first being the Air Jordan 9 when he was in his first retirement. This is also a significant shoe for the Air Jordan lineup because it was the last of the original run of shoes where Tinker Hatfield was the lead designer. He had taken over the line starting with the Air Jordan 3 and worked on every shoe through the 15, and as we know now, he has taken part in other shoes throughout the line, but this was kind of the end of that original run. As far as the design itself is concerned, these were inspired primarily by the X-15 airplane, which was an experimental aircraft developed and used by the Air Force and NASA in the late 50s and early 60s. Of course, the main design attribute of this shoe, or the main design feature that really kind of throws people off, is the tongue that sticks out towards the front of the shoe, and that was actually inspired by Michael Jordan himself and the way he would stick out his tongue a lot during games. You know, it would kind of like be on a drive and you'd see his tongue out. As far as colorways are concerned, this is an original colorway of the Air Jordan 15. It's actually the original colorway of the shoe. This particular pair first released in December of 1999. It was the very first Air Jordan 15 to release, and then we saw a handful of other pairs both in this regular or higher cut and a couple low cut pairs throughout the year 2000. This is also not the first time this colorway has retroed. They did return in November of 2007. With all that said, that was kind of a good high-level overview of the shoe. We'll dive now into that close-up view where we take a look at the colors, materials, and everything going on with this sneaker. We'll kick things off by taking a quick peek at the box. This box is huge, but other than that, it's just like most of the just normal Jordan boxes we see. It's that matte black with the hits of gold on things like the Jumpman. Here at one end, you've got your size and information sticker. Inside, you've just got the white paper with the gold 23. And then there is a cardboard insert that sits between the shoes and is actually shaped to fit around the tongue. That was something we saw on the original 15, so it's cool that they brought that back for the packaging. Taking a look at the shoes themselves, the upper is made up of two main materials. Kind of the top half features a black woven fabric material all along there. And then the bottom half, kind of the mudguard area, features a smooth black synthetic leather. You can see that both on the lateral and the medial sides. At the front of the shoe, you've got this interesting kind of rubber material right here. You can see there's like horizontal lines running all the way through, and then up at the top of that, there's this little tab that sticks up with the Jumpman in varsity red. Now, if we kind of look at it from this angle, you can really see the slim and narrow profile of the shoe. You can see the inspiration coming from that X-15 aircraft. One thing also to know is you can see there's kind of this fabric strip running up the tongue that helps really keep the laces contained so they're not sticking out, again adding to kind of that sleek factor. The tongue itself is a black mesh material, comes all the way up to where you've got this tongue sticking out, and really this is part of kind of an inner booty, so it's almost like the main part of the upper is kind of a shell on that booty where you actually slip your foot in. You've got kind of a tighter knit mesh here for the lining. On the originals, this was actually a dark gray, but on this retro, it is done in black. We're not gonna be able to see it very well, if at all, but there is a stitched in 15 symbol down in the, or 15 patch down on the insole. It's not just like printed on there, it's actually stitched in. And then here at the front of the tongue, you've got this pattern where it's basically these white lines emanating from this point down in here, coming out from there, and then the varsity red Jumpman. At the heel of the shoe, you've got a material that looks similar to what was on the front, except this is a kind of harder, more plasticky material. It does have those horizontal lines all the way through. You can also see kind of the sleek look of this little point right there. Then there's this plasticky material in varsity red with a couple different numbers significant to Michael Jordan. You've got 23, which was his jersey number, 6, which was the number of NBA championships he won, and 15, since this is the 15th Air Jordan. Behind there, you can kind of see through the holes, there is a like metallic mesh material. Taking a look at the midsole now, you've got sections of black here at the forefoot and the heel. This does feature Zoom air cushioning. And then right here at the center, you've got anthracite making its first appearance on this kind of like foam-like material that wraps up pretty far around the shoe, so it really helps keep your foot contained on the footbed and not sliding side to side. It has these vertical grooves cut in there. Flipping to the outsole, you can see that foam material continuing through here. Up at the front of the shoe, you've got an all-black section featuring a herringbone traction pattern. Same story at the heel, although you do have another section of red. It features the Jumpman and then 2 other numbers. These two go together. It's 217 for February 17th, which is Michael Jordan's birthday. One thing I forgot to mention about this anthracite material is this is a little bit lighter in color than the original was. It's pretty close from what I can see from pictures, but I have heard people say that it is a little bit different. Anyway, with all that said, though, I think that wraps up the review of the Air Jordan 15 in the Stealth colorway. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think about these shoes. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.